Hi, welcome to the garden today. And today, first question I'm going to answer is it time to plant everything in the garden? We just came off a freeze earlier this week, and you're thinking, well, should I wait? Should I not? Honestly, guys, it's time to plant. I mean, I was talking to a rice farmer last night, and even he said they were shocked that they got a freeze, and it was in Beaumont, it's a little further south than me, and they got just, it's a lot of frost here and there. They don't think he was a rice farmer, he don't think it ruined the rice, but you know, they said it was, they said, but you got hammered. I said, yeah, it didn't do real well. But, you know, that's part of gardening. That was a really weird late freeze for us. You know, our last frost date's March 5th, and then March 17th, you know, 2 weeks later, basically, here we go with a freeze. So that's part of gardening, it's part of nature. Full of a lot of the trees too, a lot of trees that they say, well, like the persimmon tree was starting to bloom out, the grapevines are starting to bloom out. Now I said, well, if they bloom out, it's time or bud out, it's time to start planting. So even some of the old wives' tales that they have or didn't work, don't be afraid. Worst thing you can do is say, hey, I'm going to make sure I'm not going to plant till after Easter, which is like April 5th, and then you plant that next weekend, it's April 12th. You're pushing yourself up against kind of the wall for a lot of things. Now, there's still things you can plant, but your tomatoes, if you're going to do the replacement tomatoes, go ahead and get those in the ground. I've replanted some of mine. Some of mine look fine, not a problem. I started caging them up. But today, we're going to be planting watermelons and maybe a couple other things if we get time for it. And I'm going to be planting 5 different varieties of watermelons this year. And here's where we're going to be planting them on. That's a lot of watermelons. But then again, I like watermelons. The son does too. But just saying what you can plant right now in zone 9A in Texas. You're looking at your cucumbers, watermelons, and all that. It's from March 15th. It's March 20th now to May 1st. So you do have a little bit of time. But that May 1st, you're really pushing. When it's in April, you're starting to get into that. Yes, you know, you're getting into the hot months that you got to look at when they're coming off. So your cucumbers, ready for cucumbers, eggplants are fine, March 1st to April 15th. You still do another round of lettuce all the way up to April 1st. Mustard, same thing, up to April 1st. Okra, it's April 1st to July 15th. Wait on your okra if you can. I mean, you might be able to get by with it. It has been pretty warm. You're not really picking up much though by waiting. I mean, if you wait 2 weeks, it's going to make 2 weeks later into the summer. So you're not really helping yourself out that much. Most people plant their okra way too early. You can plant okra all the way up to July, really. Nematodes are bad on them, so that's going to kind of limit you, but they're going to grow so long, then they're going to die from nematodes in my area if you got sandier soil. Southern peas, again, April 1st to May 20th. You're not picking up a whole lot. They're going to make anyway, but the only caveat to that, there is more diseases they can pick up if they go longer into the season. But still, I'm going to wait on mine. I'm not going to plant them yet. Don't plant any more Irish potatoes. We're way past, you know, we're a month past the time to plant those. Sweet potatoes, I would wait on those till April 1st. However, I am going to try to do a video on starting your slips now. Get your slips in, get them ready. Hopefully in 6 to 8 weeks, you'll have them ready. So that's about the right time, sometime in May. Here they're saying between April 1st and May 20th. And again, you can plant later than that. It's just, that's the best time to plant them. They can handle, they'll go all the way through summer. But, you know, I have seen some problems if you plant them later. I plant them as late as July. It seems like they start getting some weird stuff happens to them. So I'm not gonna be doing that. And the tomatoes, they say you can plant them all the way to April 20th, but not if you really want to make a good crop. I mean, because what you got to look at, if it says April 20th, it's going to take 60 to 90 days to make your first fruits, right? So you got April 20th, then you got May 20th, then you got June 20th, and you're going to start making fruit at 60 days. And then you got another 2 weeks and they're done. Because by July 1st, for most tomato crops in the southeast Texas, they're toast. So that's why I say get them in now. We've already kind of shortened, if you're planting tomatoes now, you already kind of shortened your window about a month, but you know, it's too late to go back and plant them early, and if you plant them way too early, you had my problem. My problem with mine, I did cover them, but I couldn't cover them like I needed to because they got too big, and that was my biggest problem. But anyway, we're just talking about planting watermelons. So let me get this tucked in here because my printer doesn't work anymore. So I gotta keep that one. I do got my handy dandy seeder. This way you do not have to bend over. It is more accurate. The first one we're gonna be planting is Crimson Sweet. It's the Virginia Select. These are last year's seeds. We're gonna see how far down they go. And I also got some regular Crimson Sweet. So Crimson Sweet is just a good all-around watermelon. I plant almost every year. If I'm gonna plant watermelon, I'm gonna plant Crimson Sweet because it's a really good watermelon to plant. So we're gonna start planting it. I'm gonna plant these. So that you need to get out of the way. They are small seeds, about every foot. I'm gonna plant one. I guess that's more like 10 inches. See, I was able to plant that without even using the seed deal. And this is just a regular PVC pipe that you can get at the store. Cost you about $5 if you buy it like this, imagine. Though every time I pass a gas pump, it's like crud. Can't believe one man could have that much effect on oil prices. But he did. And put that in there. And these are really small seeds, which means I'd be really small seeds whenever you put them in the ground. Now, with these seeds, it's taking longer than I thought. I did wet this beforehand. That way it will have enough moisture to emerge and to grow. But yet, it's not enough for the weeds to grow. And I'm just gonna cover them up just a little bit. You know, I'm not gonna try to get real, you know, it's only about an inch at the most these are being planted. And I should plant the bigger seed ones so I go faster. But I say Crimson Sweet's just a really good watermelon. It's sweet, it makes pretty quick, fairly disease resistant. It does have a little, I think one of the diseases it's actually, well, it's good enough. I'll tell you what, we're gonna stop it. We're gonna stop planting right there. And then I'll plant the rest of these. But the other ones I'm gonna be planting, and it's just a regular red watermelon. Flesh. Then we go Orange Glow. It is a very sweet watermelon. It does vary from season to season how sweet they are. It does split fairly easy. It's 90 days, and these others are, you say how many days? You don't say how many days, okay. It's a 9-day watermelon, 15, 25 pounds. This is kind of average size watermelon. I'm gonna grow this one here. And it's the Lilanu Sweet Glow. Basically, it's a sweet, if I remember right, it's a Orange Glow, one that's crossed with the Crimson Sweet. So I'm gonna try that one out. So I have a second orange watermelon. And this one here is called Florida Giant. It is being grown for one reason and one reason only. It makes a really big watermelon. I do want to grow a 50-pound watermelon this year. So I'm going to be planting on the kind of outside of the stuff. And then my last one is going to be Sweetie Pie. Haven't grown it before. It's F1 hybrid. I think it's the only hybrid one I got in this. Yeah, I think all these others are open pollinated. But it's a F1 hybrid. It's only got 75 days of maturity, so it'd be the first one that's going to ripen for me. And it's got that, if you look at it, it's more of the Black Diamond look. Now I'm not a fan of Black Diamond because the original Black Diamond just did not taste very well. But we do have that going on. I'm also going to be planting the beans. Probably won't show that. I'm going to be planting some more of the Ospreys, and we're going to look at those. So I'll show you something on it. There's my potatoes. I'm letting them go. These aren't looking as bad. These looked worse at first, and now they're looking better. But I mean, the potatoes, they're either going to make it or they're not. So there's not any reason to say, hey, what can you do? So Some people say you can cut back the dead parts of it. I don't know. That's a lot of aggravation and things. As we're going over here, these are some of my tomatoes, which, you know, this here is the purple bumblebee that I planted, because this one does not look good. I don't think it's going to come back, but I did plant a purple zebra right beside it, just so I can see if this actually comes back. Otherwise, I don't know. It does have some leaves on it. I just don't think it will. But most of mine are like this one here. You can't even tell we had a freeze. And the other ones, usually it's just the tops got bit back like this here. So still, even though, I got tomatoes on this one here. So even though I got bit back, I still don't regret planting them early. As you see my beans, that's aggravating because about every 7th or 10th bean looks fine. But that's, you still have to replant. That's not enough to make a crop. And trying to go around it, I've tried that in the past, so I'm just going to rip through it and replant it. Some of these, like this one here, you know, I wonder because, you know, but I don't have any more of the Jasper type, so I'll probably leave it going. This one here I really have doubts about. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to come back from these little nodes here and see what they do. If you believe in topping your tomatoes, which I don't, but that's kind of what a lot of these are. They've been topped. Like right here. I mean, this has got a tomato on it right there. But this right here, that's going to put out another shoot, and it's going to keep making. You know, I'm not really worried about it. It's got some growth points down here. It's still got the old root system to it, so it's doing okay. Now, this one I'm worried about. It's a sun gold. But, you know, there's just not a whole lot you can, I mean, I don't know. I don't have any more sun gold, so I'm going to leave it, see if it comes out. I have other sun gold plants, like this one here's sun gold. So it's doing all right. My biggest tomato has been on my Cherokee Carbon, I think. I thought, yeah, over here. So it's looking good, and it's a cross between the Carbon tomato and Cherokee Purple. And hopefully I'm not boring y'all by going back and showing y'all. The freeze damage to me is interesting because I keep changing my mind on, you know, what was good, what was bad. That one had died beforehand. It got cold, and I'm waiting to see if it's going to throw up any shoots. It's a fig tree. We had a cold. It was late. I don't know. This one here also died back. I covered it up, pulled it back, and now it's doing just fine. I'm gonna let this thing go ahead and bush out and get big, and see how it goes. This year's gonna have a full year. I can't remember when I planted these in the ground. Maybe I didn't plant them in early enough. I got one over there that's coming over there too. Our our corn, it's sitting there. It looks okay. I think it's stunted a little bit because it's not growing much. Maybe it's waiting for a rain. It's supposed to be drought tolerant. That one that I said looked kind of bad, this one here, you know, it got nipped back, but it's coming out again. But, you know, the rest of them didn't seem to have any problems. And while that one got cold and most of them didn't, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Over here is where I'm going to be planting some other beans. And anyway, the potatoes over there are looking bad, but I'll show that in another video. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll keep y'all updated on everything and see how everything goes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.